And if you've been gorging on too many of those gujiyas, it's time to get on the right diet. But what is the right diet? Because some of them are getting so dangerous.
Right, and when they're dangerous, they can end up harming you, especially when you're a younger person and aren't aware of how to make the right calls. Today's episode talks about one such case. We look at the dangers of misdieting, and we hope to bring you some guide here.
Yeah.
We hope to shine a light on this. My name is Toya Singh.
Let's get started.
Yeah. All right, first up, as we just discussed, what is the possible cost of chasing skinny? So the story here, a Kerala teenager, she lost her life due to an online diet trend, and we thought it's an important time to cover how fad diets are risking lives. It's a hunger for acceptance, obviously, that fuels it, but what can be done about this? Starving in the name of fitness, especially when there's a pressure to achieve the perfect body. What can be done? We take a look.
Also, today is the day when we remember Kalpana Chawla, the first Indian-born American woman to go to space. The star India never forgets. Her legacy lives on. So many more now aspiring to be astronauts, young girls from India. So we look back at her journey.
And then we do something really cool. We speak to someone who's walked past the doubters straight onto the runway. We're talking about Deepak Gupta. He is conquering global fashion. He's the model who wouldn't take no for an answer. Deepak Gupta's story, in his own words, the face that refuses to be ignored.
Also coming up on the program, the mystery woman Aamir Khan has been spotted with. It's actually been revealed now. Is it an 18-month of hidden romance that is actually coming to light? But we are not speculating, we are just bringing you the facts here.
All right, and after that, the experts clash at the Money Control GWS, the summit that just took place. Sameer Arora and Shankar Sharma debate the future of the markets. We bring you the lowdown as one sees the market bottoming out soon, the other warns of a prolonged slowdown.
All right, we talk a lot about eating right, staying fit and making healthier choices. But somewhere along the way, we've turned into moral victories as well. As if being thin is being disciplined and anything else is just a failure. Now, this mindset, shaped by decades of beauty standards, amplification of social media, filters as well, has real consequences. As last week, an 18-year-old girl from Kerala lost her life after following an extreme water diet. It's called water fasting. She found simply online.
Right, and the problem is not so much her actions, that's just one person. It's not that she did the diet wrong or right, but that she felt she had to diet at all. We thought we wanted to talk a little bit more about this because we live in a world where perfection is packaged as wellness, where eating less is seen as a sign of control and moral superiority, and where body image is often tied directly to the idea of self-worth.
So let's debunk all of that a little bit today. But when does wanting to look good cross the line into self-harm? Today, we are flipping the conversation, not about dieting better, but about breaking free from this obsession that we have with shrinking ourselves. We have with us mental health therapist and dietitian, not to just talk about what you eat, but also talk about how, we think, feel and unlearn certain messages that we've been fed through our online algorithms as well, through conditioning as well. Let's welcome our guests on the program now.
Okay, so let's introduce you to them. First, we have Simrat Kathuria. She's an award-winning dietitian and a wellness coach. She's also someone who's worked extensively in helping people build a healthy, sustainable relationship with food. She's worked with a number of pageants too. We'll talk a little bit more about that. but she generally talks more beyond the idea of calorie counting and crash diets. Alongside her, we have with us Aruba Kabir. She's a mental health therapist who specializes in emotional well-being and body image issues. Because remember, this starts often as a body image issue, how you look at yourself inside the head. She works with individuals struggling with the idea of self-worth, societal pressure. Let's go over to both of them to understand a little bit more. Simrat, we'll come to you first. We just told our audiences that you've worked in pageants and with pageants and pageant participants like in Miss India. But sometimes those very pageants are responsible for putting forth that idea of an unhealthy body, right? A thin body. So, and they are often held responsible for the idea of beauty equals thin. What are your thoughts there?
You know, we have to encourage the diverse representation in media. You know, Instagram is responsible, the media is responsible for all this. But these days, if you have seen, plus size is also getting same coverage. You know, we have the plus size pageants, we have all these kind of things where body positivity is getting a lot of coverage. So here we can help the people because everybody can't be thin. We have to accept this part. Everybody can't be thin. Everybody can't be zero figure because every person, everybody has their own individuality. So if we do that, then we can understand our body. So because we have different body types, ages, abilities, ethnicities, so everything is different. So, and the second one is we have to know that, you know, these beauty standards are unrealistic. We have to promote realistic and achievable goals. And we understand because from last so many, you know, years, it has been promoted thin means beautiful, thin means fit. But I always say thin never means fit. You can be fit at 70 kgs also, and you can be sick at 50 kgs also. So you just can't, you know, compare that thing that yes, thin can be a beautiful thing. So we have to lead by example. We have to, you know, model positive body image. We have to promote the self-acceptance. So when we do that on either on the TV channels or on the Instagrams or any social media, slowly and gradually these standards will.
Right. Let me bring in Aruba for the next question, really. You know, I thought we had moved forward in this conversation. There are organizations, brands that have put out plus size as, you know, as a section. We have now a must plus size model in all the pageants and all the fashion weeks that we actually go for. So how is it that even now, with all this positivity in a way, or all this communication that is happening, there are still extreme trends that are taking over, and one that are taking away life, like water fasting is really dangerous. Why do you think people are still falling for it?
A lot of things, like for example, the social media. Social media has made it sound like thin bodies equal to your self-worth. But a step back, it's the culture, the families, the society we grow up in, where it is considered if you are thin, then you are beautiful. And your physical appearance becomes a very important part of your self-worth. In fact, it makes you feel you are good enough only if you look in a particular way. And then social media just amplifies it.
I see, yeah.
Right, but I want to touch on that. The fact that this was a very, very young girl, she found this fad diet on the internet. We give our kids phones, they can look up and find anything and start following it on their own. Simrat, your thoughts on that?
Okay. Look, there are the few differences between a fad diet and a strict diet plan. First, like if we are having a fad diet or restrictive eating pattern, like avoiding certain food groups or restricting the calorie intake to an unhealthy level, that is a fad diet. Then, you know, excessive exercise or weighing your body, weighing yourself all the time, 3 times or 6 times a day, or checking yourself in the mirror all the time, then again, it is a, you know, it is a red flag. Then there is an emotional attachment to the food. When we start feeling guilty after eating something, that means you are on a fat diet, because you should have a good relationship with the food. Then
Right.
there are physical symptoms like you're having a rapid weight loss, hair loss, brittle nails, you are feeling too much of fatigue. That means you are again on a fat diet. Then the social withdrawal. Many people stop going to the social gatherings just because they can't eat fruit in front of the others, or they don't want to eat food. Okay, this is a fat diet. You shouldn't do this. Then there are the strict diet plans where you are eating healthy. You are having healthy eating habits, like you are focusing on the whole, nutrient dense foods and the balanced meals, and you have a realistic goals, like setting an achievable weight loss or the fitness goals. Yesterday only I got a client. She just left one diet just because she lost only 5 kgs in a month. And I asked her, why you left that diet? And she was like, I only lost 5 kgs. Minka, then what was your goal? And she was like, I want to lose 10 kgs in a month. That is not possible.
Which brings you the question of why do people have such patterns? Like why the sudden weight loss spree is there in so many minds? And Aruba, if you can give us a psychological pattern of why people fall for such diets. I'm sure it's coming from a space of self-worth, but is there a pattern that you've noticed in people who often fall in prey to these diets?
So yeah, there is a psychological pattern we observe, that is the low self-esteem and fear of losing this control. There are some emotional struggles in their life where they are not able to fix them, and the quick fix is what is easily available to you, that is food. So let's have control over food. That makes me feel good about myself. And body dysmorphia. Body dysmorphia is, you have a distorted body image. Doesn't matter how much you stand in front of the mirror and how much weight you have lost, you still feel you are fat. And you have to eat less. You have to starve yourself in order to fit into that picture which society or maybe what you have set up for yourself looks perfect. So these are certain psychological commonalities we see in these clients, that they have body dysmorphia, they have low self-esteem.
Okay, Simrat, you kind of touched on this when you were answering the previous question, because you were talking a little bit about the healthy eating versus fad diet signs. Now tell us, what does an eating disorder look like? A disorder in particular. How do you understand that?
Eating disorders, there are few kind of eating disorders. First is anorexia nervosa, that is AN. That is the restrictive eating, significant weight loss and distorted body image. This is the first eating disorder. Then there is a binge eating disorder also, BED, characterized by the recurring episodes of binge eating without purging or compensatory behaviors. So and then there is another eating disorder, that is bulimia nervosa. That what it is like, once you are on a restrictive diet, then you are binge eating. But anorexia nervosa these days, getting highlighted just because people are, especially the women we are talking, they have this thing that they have to lose weight, they have to look thin. So they try to lose weight in a different manners with the fat diets. So this is a one type of eating disorder we are going to talk today.
Right. I want to bring in Aruba now. Diet is such a, abused word. There are good diets as well, but the minute you mention the word diet, your mind automatically goes into कि कुछ extreme होने वाला है, right? But a lot of people approach a diet from the point of getting fit as well, but somehow are not able to navigate it the right way. So at what point do you think dieting crosses over to become this obsessive eating or not eating disorder?
The minute someone feels thinness equals to self-worth, that is the line. That is the line that you have to ask yourself. am I there where I feel if I am not thin, if I don't look in this particular way, I am not enough. I may not have friends. I may not find love of my life. I may not be loved by people. I may not reach to that success where I have visualized myself at. That is a line. That is a line you have to be very aware of. And how do you see that? When you are obsessed with food, when you have so many fears and guilt with food, you whether it is anorexia or orthorexia or binge eating, when you are either eating same diet for such a long time or controlling it, when you have that fear and guilt, if you ate one sweet and now you are guilt tripping about it, so that is the line you need to be aware of. There is nothing wrong in following a diet if it is coming from a professional. Good, wonderful, we can do that. But how is it going with your body? Is it really helping you? Is it keeping you healthy, or it is just making you lose weight and you don't have any energy in your body? There's no nourishment. That is the line people need to be aware of. And every body is unique. Maybe what suits my body may not suit to your body. So when we follow these influencers or nutritionists online, without consulting them, telling them our history or telling them our body type, you may be doing something which is not good for your body, because as I said, it's unique. It may not suit you. Rather, it may damage your organs. That's your heart, kidneys, liver. All these organs get damaged.
But what about when sometimes our careers are connected to the way we look? When our success in our careers are connected to the way we look. In between all of that, Simrat, how do you cultivate a positive relationship with your body, with food, with self-worth?
Okay, first, promote intuitive eating. We have to know. We have to listen to our body. If you are feeling hungry, for 2 rotis, please eat 2. If you are just full with one, please have one. But after that, don't feel guilty about it. Then second is, foster a positive body image. You have to have that self-acceptance and self-love, regardless of your body shape and body size. Because it is your body, you can't compare it to anyone. Then let's focus on the nourishment. Food is our fuel. If you are not putting a good fuel in your body, and if you are feeling guilty or shame after eating that food, that is not right. So always think that what food is giving you nourishment or the nutrients it is giving. Rather, you are just eating to fill your stomach or just for the taste. Most of the people are doing this only. Then mindful eating. These days we are just either on our laptops or on our TV or phones while having the food. So when you are eating, just be mindful. We just need 5 to 10 minutes to have one meal. So let's focus on that one meal. Just enjoy and savor that one meal. Then you will never feel guilty about it, because many times if you are eating with your phones or with your laptops on, or something bad is going in your mind, you will eat more, or then you will start feeling guilty.
Yeah, but I just want to point out, Simrat, when people say self-love, that does not mean that if you're eating unhealthy and you're unfit, that also qualifies for self-love. That is not. So maybe we need another episode on understanding where really do you draw the line over there. But last few minutes, so let me give that to Ruba to give us that. How does one rewire their relationship with food? Say you've had bad associations with food and you've tried out a couple of things, typically things that happen in your teenage with boys and girls. So how does one sort of rewire that, reset relationship with eating right?
So first and foremost, choose a healthy diet. And children, especially teenagers or young children, we are the role models for them. So become the role model for your children. Have healthy food for yourself. Talk about it nicely. Have good conversations around health and diet and food. And then you will see they follow the same thing. They also become aware of it. Second, have real life role models. These influencers, these celebrities, they are way away from you. You don't know their real life. This is their real life. real life. So you really have to understand that they might have different struggles. So give them some real life models. Teach them body diversity, that the bodies can come in any shape and size and they are still beautiful and lovable. And fourth thing also, I will say that take away their self-worth from physical appearance. Just because you look in a particular way, you will be loved, accepted, praised, appreciated. No, you can look in any way. The people, people who love you, appreciate you, they will still do that. Teaching them that, educating them that.
All right, ladies, we'll leave it there for the moment. Then thank you so much for joining us. So really, the takeaway here is that you need to understand where the balance really is, right?
Right.
There is no right kind of diet or one size fit all for
Yeah.
everybody, quite literally.
Yeah.
So understand that, accept it, but also don't use it as a license to just eat anything
Yeah.
and go about with your life.
I'm wishing we had some plus size voices here
Yes,
too. We've had them
yes.
on the show before to talk a
Yeah.
little bit because this is a very, very complex topic. We will shine a light on it again. Right now though, we're shifting focus into something entirely different. Some heroes never fade, some stars never stop shining, and we're going to be taking a look at Kalpana Chawla's story right here on the show today. Today, we're remembering Kalpana Chawla on her birth anniversary. India stands proud, emotional and inspired continuously for the rest of our lives by her actions. She's someone who was born in Karnal in Haryana. She defied every limit, proving that the sky was never the limit for an Indian woman who had a dream.
She became India's first woman in space, carrying not just the tricolour in her heart, but the dreams of billion Indians as well. Her journey with NASA, her courage, her brilliance, her, everything about Kalpana Chawla still ignites young minds across the nation. And even though she left us too soon in the Columbia disaster of 2003, you'll remember, she never truly left and continues to be the one on our boards.
Because legends like her don't die, they become eternal. I'm just looking at her there, her smile. And today, that dream she had of more women, more Indians reaching for the stars, entering the sciences, continues to grow. Now, Sunita Williams is another astronaut of Indian origin. As we speak, she is gearing up for a very, very historic moment.
Yeah, quite literally over there. We've had lots of memes about it. The woman with the wild hair, as she's been called, but she's so much more than that. Her attitude and zeal have been nothing short of inspirational, and stuck for more than 9 months on the International Space Station. NASA said that she will return to Earth on Tuesday evening. The stranded duo have been on the ISS for 9 months now. That's the longest from what we know anybody has spent time in space. After the Boeing Starliner spacecraft they were testing on its maiden crew void suffered sort of propulsion issues and was deemed unfit to fly them back to Earth.
One of the coolest things I read is she's going to have baby feet when she comes back on Earth because you lose your calluses in the time you spend on space. So she'll take time to walk. Yeah. We're going to be covering her journey.
Because this has never been captured. We don't know what your body has been through because nobody has spent that much time in space. So we're going to be tracking
No one's body goes through more than a woman's. So we're going to take a look at all of that. But right now we're heading into a quick break. On the other side, we're walking past the doubters straight onto the runway with Deepak Gupta, who has conquered global fashion. And he's going to tell us how. He'll tell us a little bit more about his story. He's a model who wouldn't take no for an answer. His story on the other side.
माँ के पैरों
And so after Chop and us, we make that initial capture in the grand arrival when Dragon makes its final approach to the International Space Station. So Dragon is currently about cutoff ahead of the first and second stages.
Main engine cutoff.
SpaceX Dragon, station operation confirmed.
Copy, 2 Alpha.
Great callouts and incredible views there on your left-hand screen. On your left-hand screen, you can see a view from stage 1. There's that landing burn. Let's watch as Falcon 9 touches down. Landing zone 1. And we're preparing for stabilizing the second stage so that we can have a smooth separation.
And there you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. The crowd is going wild.
It was an honor flying with you this evening. We wish you well on your journey and give Crew-9 our best. Thank you for flying SpaceX.
Welcome back. You're watching The Breakfast Club, and it's time on the program where we take you through our inspiration of the day, our person of interest. So this morning we're introducing you to Deepak Gupta, a model who turned self-doubt into success in silence, into applause as well. He wasn't the industry's first pick, but he made sure he was the right one. Mocked for his looks initially, questioned at every step, he kept going. And how?
Today he's walking for the biggest names in the fashion industry across the entire world. We're showing you his reels right now. These are reels he's made capturing his walks. He has global runways under his belt now and bigger dreams ahead. We thought we needed to find out exactly what they were, but also ask him about his entire journey. Deepak joins us right here on The Breakfast Club. Let's go over to him to understand a little bit more. Deepak, good morning. Tell us first, where did the modeling seed, that initial dream, come from?
The first seed, like I wanted to become a model, it's came from, it's because everything starts from college, like the modeling things. I was in first year of my degree college, and I saw a bunch of people in college fashion. You know that, right? In Mumbai, they have a inter-college fashion shows. So I saw a bunch of people there in college fashion shows, and I went ahead with that. I was like, this looks interesting, because to be very honest, I'm not good at studies, and I'm just kind of average. Like I like to be just pass, okay, that's it. So I like more other activities to do a part of that. So I was like, this looks interesting. So I was getting hired with that fashion show team. And when I went there, and they're like, it's okay, you look, your height is great, you look good. So I got fashion show college में for the first time, and I worked for not any brands, like only normal college fashion show. And after that, there was one guy in that fashion show. He used to be a professional model. From that, I thought like, yeah, even if someone, it can, I mean, the fashion thing can be do professionally, and we can take it to a very large scale. For there, I saw the potential of modeling.
Interesting. How college makes you realize different dreams in life, right? But Deepak, tell us a little bit about how was the reaction back home? Were your parents surprised that you want to try modeling?
My parents didn't even know that I started modeling. As you know, my parents got to know about after 3 months when they saw my first banner shoot in shopping mall. After that, my parents were supportive. When they saw my banner picture in shopping mall, they're like, "Yeah, you did something. Now you're doing great." And after that, my friends are so happy. I mean, my parents supported. After I proved them like I can do something. You know, like you have to prove something before they trust you. So that happened in that case.
Deepak, who are the people who've mentored you on this journey? People who've given you advice? People you'd like to say thank you to?
Yeah, I would like to say like from start till right here where I am right now, my agency supports me like everywhere, and in the agency the Senior ma'am and Deepak sir, they both of them supported me like from start to end. They taught me everything like how this thing works. So they have an agency, and they just started that time, and I was kind of fresh, and I didn't know anything about the modeling professional, how things goes, how to do international things, how things work in India, how things work abroad. So they are the one who are with me from start to. They are still there with me, and they are still gonna be with me.
That sounds nice, Deepak. But your Instagram game is on point. Absolutely spectacular, very, very international. But if you scroll up a little bit, you see that you've had your own journey, right? You weren't looking this fit, this gorgeous always. So what helped? What changed?
Yeah, because I used to not be like before. I used to be a fat when I was kid, like when I was in 10th standard. I think you saw one of my picture I posted. I used to be so fat, like not so fat, but I used to be like health. अच्छे वो नहीं होता है, बहुत अच्छे खाते पीते घर के. So I used to be like that. My face was like full round, and after that, in my 11th standard, I started working out to get better. Not for the modeling thing, just to get better, like be fit and look better as compared to previous ones. So yeah, right now I follow really strict gym routine. Abhi to I follow calorie deficit, like so many things. If you want me to say, I can say because it's gonna take so long.
Tell us, give us an example.
Yeah.
Example before I'll tell you the example. Like before, I didn't know about the modeling and everything. I used to eat like a crazy. I didn't count my calories. I don't count my protein intakes. And I didn't know which kind of multivitamins and protein my body needs. And it's good as for my health as well, because right now I know what my body needs and how my body works and how much calories I can survive with, and I have to be in shape. So I feel better as compared to that as well, and I look good in photos and look good in physique as well. And you have to be in calorie deficit. You have to count your calories. You have to count your protein intake. You have to and for me, like it's very, I don't know about others, for me, because I love chocolate, I love to eat dessert, like I don't know. That's why for me, it's a little bit hard to maintain calorie deficit, but still I cheat on the weekends.
That's a model speaking. Let me just underline that for our audience. That's a model speaking, not a regular person day to day. Just mentioning that, yeah.
Okay, so you've become famous now because you walked on international ramps. Tell us a little bit, what was the experience of walking for Louis Vuitton like? How is that different from doing Indian shows?
Yeah, it was not very different because I walked only 2 shows in Mumbai. One show I walked for FDC Fashion Design Council of India. It was for designer Falguni Shane because that was the first fashion show I ever did in my 2 years modeling career in Mumbai. And the other show I did for Men's Weekend, which was in Goa. So I'll tell you the major difference. It's like they have people treat models not as a models in India. They treat influencers much better than models. And in abroad, it's not the same case. In abroad, they treat you as a model. They give you priority. They treat you like so well. Like you are a model. You feel like yes, I'm doing some kind of modeling show. And this is the one point. Other point is like they are very professional. You have to be on time. The makeup is on time. They do 10 rehearsals for the 10 times. Like the show have to be perfect, and everything is so synchronized. You don't even feel like something is missing out or something like that. Some last moment fittings. They are कभी-कभी हो जाती है, but it's not all the time. That's the other thing. And one more thing I'll add, like it's for fun. Like in the last of the runway shows, they always give you a gift hamper, which in India you cannot get that.
So what is in that gift hamper that you got? Maybe you can tell us how it was for LV.
I got when I worked for the Giorgio Armani in Milan. I got the sweatshirt from them, and when I worked for Paris Fashion Week, I got this green color bag, which I don't know, but if you get the gift from some brand, it feels you have an emotional connection with that, and you feel so good.
Sweet.
So, Deepak, just to go back to the start of your story, there's been a lot of online trolling. Initially, when you were putting up photos of you modeling and the transition, there was a lot of online bullying that was taking place. Obviously, now you've made it to where you have. But what was your secret to keeping that inner strength?
In college, I was underconfident in college before. Before I joined agency, after I joined agency, they made me believe like you have a potential and you can do great. So I just trust them. I didn't do nothing. I just trust them. I trust them blindly. Like if they are saying something, then I just believe on their words. And I've believed this much that I came so far. And I didn't even thought about anyone. Like if you wanna say something about me, say I don't care. I just believe them, and I know I have a potential. I can do great, and I will do great. And in college time, I have to just believe that, and I don't think about what other people saying, and that's what. Because I was like 18 years old, and I was like, it's okay. People gonna say, let them say. They're gonna forget. After 3 years, they're gonna go out of college. Nobody will remember me.
You talk about being 18 years old as if that was very long back. You're not much older now also, Deepak, but lovely to see the confidence that the success has brought into you, and lovely to see how that's shining a light on others as well. But talk about bigger dreams now that you have conquered all the international runways, India as well. What next for you?
What's for my dream is it's not about only the modeling. I have other thing as well. Like I wanna give because my parents did so many things for me. So I wanna give a world tour for my parents. Like I want them to see world like how I see right now. I want them to travel a lot. And the other thing is like I wanna see. I mean, this is the first dream. I really wanna do it. And the other thing, I wanna be a great model. Like it's still a dream. Like greatest. One thing I believe in myself. Like either I want the best or I want nothing. The best or nothing.
You're big or go home.
Wow, Deepak, watching your story has been so inspiring. Just seeing how you've made it, the journey that you've had has been so cool. You're the model who wouldn't take no for an answer. That's how we're remembering you. Anything you do, any ritual that you have, you know, when you go and when you model?
Yeah, show ke pehle, I always call my agency like, yeah, this is my show. It's gonna be live on 9 p.m. You guys have to watch it. And the one thing I do is like before hitting the runway, I was like, Jai Mata Di, and let's go it.
Oh wow, Jai Mata Di. Love it.
All right, Deepak, thank you so much for sharing your journey here with us, and good luck with achieving those dreams that you've shared. I hope it manifests right here on the TVG.
Okay, let's move on from that now to something entirely different. We're staying in the entertainment world for this next story. There was lots and lots of speculation around Aamir Khan, kaun kise date kar raha hai. Here in India, well actually globally, we have such a big nose when it comes to getting into what our celebrities are doing with their private lives. Well, he introduced his girlfriend Gauri Spratt at a recent media event, unveiling that the entire story had been going on for the last 18 months.
But their story goes back much further. Who is Gauri and what role does she play in Aamir's life beyond their relationship? Shosha has the details.
Aamir Khan took everyone by surprise when he officially introduced his girlfriend Gauri Spratt at a birthday meet and greet with the media. No one saw it coming, but it happened. Celebrating his 60th birthday, the Bollywood superstar put an end to months of speculation, revealing that he and Gauri have been living together. He also shared that she is the mother of a 6-year-old son. Currently, Gauri works with Aamir at his production house and she has already met his close friends Shah Rukh Khan and Salman Khan at a recent house party. But who exactly is Gauri Spratt? Gauri Spratt hails from Bangalore, where she has spent most of her life. Her mother, Rita Spratt, owned a salon in the city. According to her LinkedIn profile, she studied at Blue Mountain School before pursuing a fashion course. FDA Styling and Photography at the University of the Arts, London in 2004. She now runs a B Blunt salon in Mumbai. But the biggest revelation? She and Aamir have known each other for 25 years but only started dating 18 months ago, managing to keep their relationship under wrap. Aamir himself acknowledged the feat, joking with the media. देखा कुछ भी पता नहीं चलने दिया मैंने तुम लोगों को. He shared that because Gauri was based in Bangalore, he would travel to meet her, avoiding media scrutiny. Even in Mumbai, they managed to stay low-key as Aamir cheekily remarked, मेरे घर पे फोकस थोड़ा कम है, आप लोग मिस कर देते हो. One of the most unexpected details, Gauri isn't a Bollywood buff. She admitted to having watched only a few of Aamir's films. Dil Chahta Hai and Lagan, and that 2 years ago. Aamir believes this actually strengthens their relationship as she sees him as a partner rather than a superstar. Aamir described finding her as a moment of peace, saying, I was looking for someone who gives me calmness, and there she was. Gauri, on the other hand, was drawn to Aamir's kindness and gentlemanly nature. Aamir explained that they are now fully committed and feel secure enough to share their relationship with the world. He added that he is relieved he no longer has to hide it. Now that the secret is out, Bollywood has a new romance to watch.
All right, is the bull market still roaring or are we staring at a prolonged bear phase? At the Money Control Global Wealth Summit 2025, market veterans Aamir Arora and Shankar Sharma presented contrasting views in their style on global and Indian equities. Arora from Helios Capital says that he is no longer bullish on the US due to rising uncertainty and tariffs, deportations and government instability, while Shankar on the other side, he sees a tough road ahead for Indian markets. So where does that actually leave investors? More on this debate. Take a look.
So the point is that first of all, how do I know his view?
Exactly.
So I don't know, but I believe broadly that he's bearish. And But this is at a good time when the markets in US have already fallen a little bit and India has sort of not doing so badly. So maybe he agrees with me now more than I would have to agree with him.
नहीं तो before this we had a little chat and it is going to be like a WWE fight. सब fixed है. Fully fixed fight.
Now?
It's a fixed
अभी तो
fight.
कोई सुनने नहीं वाला है.
सुनेंगे ना यार. We still go and watch WWE or not?
Okay. Tell me your bearish argument.
There is no bearish argument. I take strong exception to this. I have been bullish.
You wrote about it. You're
Correct. I'm coming to that. So I have been a table-thumping bull on small caps. If anybody has seen TV or read in the print in the last 4.5 years, very early in the trade, and it has worked out fantastically well. But I'm allowed to change my view, right?
Of course.
Right. So I changed my view sometime in the middle of last year when I realized that the bull market is now in the 5th year, and typically Indian bull markets have shelf life of around 5 years. वो हमारे इंडियन बुल है, वो अमेरिकन बुल 10 साल दौड़ता है, इंडियन बुल 5 साल दौड़ता है, give or take a few months here or there. And prior to that, if the bull has run very fast, as our small cap bull had run, which was 48% CAGR from the COVID time, so that bull is a tired bull. And a tired bull will fall at the slightest of hints of a trouble, while a young bull will jump over the trouble. That's why we say a bull market crosses the wall of worry. A tired bull, usko kuch bhi hoga, so it tends to then buckle. So my take was, I've been bullish 4.5 years, but I always believe markets are cyclical. The data proves it, and I turned, well, I still have investments in India, by the way, because they're unexitable, okay? That's the beauty of small caps that I've always...
Unexitable, so you're stuck.
It's not possible to exit ना. वो क्या T2T, GSM, ASM, ये MOM तो वो तो possible ही नहीं है. I'm hoping for the 2030 bull market resumption for to be able to exit my stuck position. So whatever was saleable, I sold. Whatever is non-saleable has become private equity investment.
When did you sell? Whatever was saleable.
Between July and September, more or less, everything was that I could sell got sold. And that was it. But whatever is non-saleable, I'm still stuck with it. So I'm hoping that, Sameer is right. The bull market starts from Monday.
I didn't say that. I'm not saying that. Okay, so my point against...
Tell me, first of all, about this, American bull versus Indian bull.
So I'm no longer bullish on US. We have a global fund in which till Jan and we were 99% invested. And now we have 73% cash. And that is because in middle of Feb, I've sold nearly everything, including all these Google, Amazon types also. Basically because I think US cannot handle so many things together, which is have tariffs, even if in the end he backs off on a few things, have Doge, have the removal or sending back immigrant labor or whatever, and also firing of government employees. And so there's too much confusion, but more than that, very high uncertainty.
All right, next we bring you a special section on financial markets powered by Money Control Pro, Money Control's premium destination for investing and business insights. Let's take a look first at the market overview. Indian equity markets are expected to open higher based on GIFT Nifty readings as we speak. US markets had the second best day on Friday since the presidential election on bargain buying. Asian markets are trading higher after China vowed to boost consumption. Gold and oil prices trade higher as caution prevails amid tariff uncertainties.
Let's look at the sector in focus this Monday morning. India's hotel industry continues to benefit from the favorable demand-supply balance. Select businesses that are positioned for strong addition of inventory are likely to gain sort of disproportionately in this one. Now, in this upcycle, capital allocation and quality of balance sheet can be key differentiator in the long haul. You can log into Money Control Pro to find out more about India's hospitality sector and various other actionable insights on the markets. It's a premier destination for all the investing views and financial insights you will ever need, brought to you by Money Control.
Okay, we're heading into a quick break. On the other side, we bring you the video we hope stays with you through the day. Do stay with us.
separation confirmed.
Copy, 2 Alpha.
Great callouts and incredible views there on your left-hand screen. On your left-hand screen, you can see a view from stage 1. Stabilizing the second stage so that we can have a smooth separation.
And there you can see.
Welcome back. It's that time on the program where we take you through our video of the day, and this one left all of us saying, "Aww," because this came from Rock. It's actually a throwback video where he is just sitting and letting his daughters be the artists, which they very clearly seem to be.
Yeah, a number of people online were like, this is real masculinity, and I love that. You know, a dad who is comfortable with nail polish hi nahi, sab kuch. And I think Priyanka Chopra also commented on it saying, you're beautiful, this is a throwback, but it is so adorable, we had to leave it.
Let me tell you what the caption said. It said, what started off with my duo Tornadoes, Jazzy and Tia asking, Daddy, can we just put some eyeshadow on you? And me asking, yes, but make it quick and make it cool because I got to hit the gym. This was the outcome.
I love the bold part, how that's been decorated.
Enjoy that.
Dads, let your daughters do this. We'll see you tomorrow.
And tell us how it went.
Hello,
bye.
Darkness, Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to
Lights!
And so after Chop and as we make that initial capture in the grand arrival when Dragon makes its final approach to the International Space Station. So Dragon is currently about...
One towards waypoint 2. Waypoint 2 being just 20 meters in front
of the Dragon Endurance spacecraft as it makes its final approach to the International Space or not the International Space Station. The SpaceX mission control teams behind us are of course doing some final go-no-go at waypoint 2, and again that waypoint 2 is just 20 meters away. on the first stage will cut off ahead of the first and second stages.
Main engine cut off.
SpaceX Dragon, station operations confirmed.
Copy, 2 Alpha.
Great callouts and incredible views there on your left-hand screen. On your left-hand screen, you can see a view from stage 1. Stabilizing the second stage so that we can have a smooth separation.
And there you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. The crowd is going wild.
It was an honor flying with you this evening. We wish you well on your journey.
Hello and good morning. Thank you for tuning in to CNN News 18. I'm Shan Elizabeth Matthew. Let's begin this bulletin with the top news this hour, which is coming in from Maharashtra. Amid showdown in Maharashtra over Aurangzeb, Maharashtra Congress Chief Harshvardhan Sapkal courted controversy by comparing State Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis with Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. He compared BJP governance in Maharashtra that of Aurangzeb's rule. The BJP has hit back at the Congress over this.